award. Just hasn't quite gotten enough attempts, I think, has been his issue. And that comes from having a great pitcher like Jackson Crosley at the mound. You know, you're not always going to get as many attempts as some of the other fielders. Now, Chris Metter does produce his own attempts and his own chances, but you still have to respect the game that John Callaway has. Apparently my mic was out, so I hope you caught that great story I just told about the mountain troll and the penguin. So to recap, if you missed anything, in the top of the first, the Yankees put up a massive 7-run limit inning and then went one, 2 outs in the bottom there to shut the Royals down. And I've just continued to pour it on here and are leading the 3-seed Royals 13-1 in the top of the third. Sam Skibby on the mound, Ty Butler in left field, Corey, rookie, don't know his last name, in center field / right field. Corey McCarthy. Thank you to the handsome gentleman behind me. Charlie. And Charlie, a member of the A's, if I'm not mistaken.
1-year deal, that's all he gets.
1-year deal. One at bat, 1 home run. No, we're going with 1 at bat, 1 home run. John Callaway with the high fly ball. Is it going to stay over the fence? It does. For another home run for the Yankees. And, man, they are just pouring it on the Royals right now. At some point, you got to think, man, what do the Royals have to do to get back into this game? Oh, and Jackson Crosley with the little poker. And he beats out the play. What a hustle play by Jackson Crosley. And Jackson Crosley, a double away from hitting for the cycle in the championship game. I don't think a cycle has ever happened in the championship game. So we'll see if he can do it. I know his teammates want to give him the opportunity. And Scott Poley flies out to Ty Butler in the field. Jackson Crosley did have a cycle, the 3rd cycle in SWBL history this year. So if he were to get it in the championship game, not only would he break records of having 2 in the same season, but as well as having the first one in the championship game ever. So definitely something to keep an eye on as we see how the rest of this game unfolds. Jackson really saying, let's go, and put this game on his back, and he wants to keep these hard-hitting Royals quiet and get this championship for his team. Sammy, you know the scores? Is it 14? Okay. 14-1, bottom of the 3. Sam Skibby hitting a foul ball into my face. We'll shake it off. I'm getting comments that my face looks better now. And I appreciate that. You know, whatever has to happen so that my wife will kiss me more often is a good thing. It's a positive. Sam Skibby with the home run. And Ty Butler back-to-back, adding another one in there, trying to cut the deficit down. Now, Rookie of the Year, Corey, up to bat. And Corey's having a pretty good postseason as well, hitting a fly ball, and it does go over, even though Scott Poley's effort going through the fence to try to pull it back in and stop it was there. So while they try to fix the fence, we'd like to thank the Skibbies and some of our sponsors, Ketty and Associates, Cardinal Blinds and Shutters, Glendale Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and Corner Pub and Grill, as well as Dick's Sporting Goods for all their support of the SWBL over the years. We couldn't have this great weekend, friends and family, without their support, and we thank them for everything that they do. So 14-4, no outs, bottom of the third. Gus Gibby up to bat. Jackson Crosley pitching for the Yankees.
We're gonna go sit in the stadium seating. Yes, no, I already paid. I Venmo Mr. Skibby. $100 each.
Oh, Gus Gibby gets a hold of one, but unfortunately does hit the overhanging tree right down the third base line. If you haven't been to the Blur, there is a massive oak tree right outside of the field, right around the stadium seating that does overhang, and they do a great job of cutting it back to try to keep some of it out of play. But one of the rules is if it does hit that, it is a foul ball strike. And Jackson Crosley with the first pitch strike on the commissioner. And that was just a mean pitch by Jackson Crosley. Very disrespectful. Starting outside behind the back of Sam Skibby and curving in. What a great pitcher he is and has been in the SWBL since his debut. Sam trying to get some retribution here, back on the mound. Slamming Sammy Bakula up to bat. Yankees leading 14-4. Is it 14-4 still? Yeah. I think I keep missing the runs. Foul ball. Sammy fighting off the inside jammer. Oh, and avoiding the ball inside. Being patient at the plate, waiting for his pitch. Let's see what happens, folks. And the strikeout from Commissioner Sam Skibby, freezing Sam Bakula for the first time in the game. John Callaway up to bat now.
I'm just a cool guy. Very calm, collected, and
Big swing from John Callaway. Another big swing from John Callaway, trying to push one over the fence with his big muscles. And a little poke into left field, and Ty Butler can't field it quite cleanly. So Jackson Crosley up to bat. And remember, folks, he does only need a double to hit for the cycle and break history. Waiting for John Callaway to make it back to first base as play resumes. And I think that double is in the back of Jackson's mind here as he's trying to push it down the right field line.
I know. They're so impatient. And that's why every single time I run back, people just shift over.
Ooh. Jackson waiting on that pitch, trying to push it outside. Definitely got to think that he's going to try to stretch it into a double if he gets one down the line. And he hits one down to left field, and Jackson's rounding first, and unfortunately can't quite get to second base as John Callaway cannot advance due to the play of Ty Butler. So that double will have to wait for another at bat. Oh, as the ball is pulled down the line. Right down. There's a little confusion on the call here, folks. Let me see what's going on, and I will inform you. It does appear that the ball was pulled right down the baseline, staying fair. Ty Butler fielding the play, taking the force out at third to end the inning. So what a play by Ty Butler. One of the wise players of the SWBL. And sometimes wisdom is more important than talent. That's not the case for Ty Butler as he hits another home run. But when you look at players like myself, Brian Benware, no one would say that I'm the most athletic or talented player on the league. But being the oldest player in the league, of course, aside from Kevin Skibby, wisdom is a large part of my game.
Scott is ready to put a pole to his body.
Scott Poley debating on impaling himself on the right field fence right now. Oh, and the Royals starting to rally here. Got Skibby with a home run down the line. After a home run by Rookie of the Year Corey, and I've already forgotten his last name. So Sam Skibby up to bat now, trying to get some redemption from that first pitch strikeout during his last at bat. And Sam Skibby hitting up the middle here for a single. Maybe that's the spark that he needs, guys. Maybe that's the spark Sam Skibby needs to get something going. Keeping the line moving. Getting Ty Butler back up to bat. Oh, Ty Butler going down to get it. And it does just go out over the center field wall.
We got ourselves a ball game.
So we've got a ball game happening, folks. 14-9. Corey laying off that low pitch. Real hard to do. Lifting one up, and Scott Poley making the out for the first out of the inning. Bringing Gus Skibby back up to bat. The top of the lineup. I'd like to congratulate Gus and his wife on the birth of their beautiful baby Jane.
2 more runs, still 7.
Who has just been a joy to be around this weekend. I know Mr. and Mrs. Skibby have really enjoyed having their granddaughter here to play with and be a part of this traditional weekend for their family. And we're happy to have her, as well as all the other wives and kids of our players. Gus Skibby. Oh, Gus Skibby with the liner. So let me recap that, folks, because I got a little caught up in what was happening. Gus Gibby with a line drive into left center field. John Callaway making a great play on the ball, but unfortunately during the transition throw, threw it a little high, and Jackson couldn't quite field it. Jackson did attempt to peg Gus Gibby. The ball going out of play, therefore making it a one-base advance for Gus. And Sam with the big home run, making it a 7-run inning, 14-11, and bringing that differential down. So, folks, it's going to be an interesting 5th inning here. We are only playing 5 again now, right? Not 7. What? Scott, it's just 5 now again, right? Championship, it's just 5? Okay. And folks, this is a 5-run championship game. Last year we did have a 7-inning championship, and the front office of the SWBL electing to go back to the traditional 5-run or 5-inning game. They can go to 10. Sam Bakula hitting one up the middle, and a great play by Rookie of the Year Corey Unknown, who does flip it back to Sam for a close play, but Sam hustling does beat out the play. John Callaway clearing the ball so he doesn't roll his ankle. Foul ball. Just foul in front of the first base. So John Callaway making his way back to the batter's box. And a really close pitch by Sam Skibby, hitting just below the strike zone. Would have been a 3rd strike, and now John Callaway hits a ground ball to right field. Corey can't quite field it, which I've said 1,000 times in my broadcast. Bobbling the ball, which just delayed it enough that John Callaway could beat it out. So man on first and second, Jackson Crosley up to bat, still looking for that double. But now we'll have to have his teammates make sure to get out of the way for him to get that cycle. It's going to be tough to get. He'll have to hit it up the middle or right to the right field foul pole and stretch it out. There's a fly ball to right field, and Corey does make the play and get it back to Sam to keep the runners from advancing. So it was definitely a good effort by Jackson. You had to think he was thinking about that double. Just couldn't quite get it. But now he's got to lock in to what he's got to do in the bottom of the fifth to keep these Royals from tying up the game or advancing and taking the championship game. So again, runners on first and second, one out. And captain Scott Poley up to bat. Scott Poley, the SWBL home run, single season home run record holder. So if anybody could add to this right now, he's a good one to be a bat. And he hits a fly ball, and Corey can't quite have the height to reach up and grab that ball. Scott pushes that one out over the right center field fence, adding in another 3 here and slamming Sammy Bakula up to bat now. And he's got a line drive ground ball. Ty Butler makes the play to retire the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Yankees up 17 over the Royals at 11. So the Royals need 6 to tie it here and push an extra inning. And after the rally that they had last inning, that's what they're looking for this inning. It should be an exciting half inning here, folks. Let's sit and watch and see what happens. Ty Butler up to bat. And foul tip for strike 2. Ty Butler with a big hooking home run. 17-12. Advantage Yankees. And Rory up to bat now. Hitting a foul ball into the dead area along the right field line where the Expos typically sit. Definitely thinking about that right field area that is vacant with John Callaway playing your traditional left field and Scott Poley playing more of a center field. And there's a little very close play, and smartly Jackson lets it roll foul along the third base line there. It's Corey making his way back to the batter's box. We'll give it another shot. Goes down and get it, and fly ball there for John Callaway, who does make the play cleanly for the first out. So Royals down to their last out, needing 5 runs in the bottom of the fifth. Can they do it, folks? Riser there from Jackson Crosley, and Gus Gibby does poke it foul along the right field line. Gus, one of those hitters that it doesn't really matter where you throw the ball. He'll be able to go get it. Just like that, and hit a home run. We thank the 7 people watching this broadcast. We look forward to all the folks who will watch the recording later on. Sam Skibby winning that first pitch strike. Looking to continue to cut the deficit and give his teammates a chance to catch up in this final inning of the championship game. Or maybe force a 6th inning. Patiently waiting for his pitch. Sam pulling one down the line. Along the fence, John Callaway gets the ball, gets it back to Jackson for a single. And Sam having to fight a slight injury earlier in the season of his hamstring. He's definitely come back from that and played like the Sam we all know. There's a ground ball to John Callaway, and there's some indecision on who's going to field the ball. Neither player went for it. Went right through the middle. Still only for a single, and still down at their last out. But hopefully that doesn't come back to bite the Yankees in the butt. There's a pull down the line for Corey Rory. No. Sam Skibby with the hustle play, rounding third, getting past the halfway point, allowing him to score before the ball gets back to the pitcher's mound. So now you've got runners at first and second. Down by 3 with Gus Skibby at the plate. And let's just watch what happens, folks. There's a ground ball up the middle. Jackson Crosley fields it, and the Yankees win the championship for the first time in franchise history. On the back of the home run, getting back to their roots. We congratulate the Yankees for a fantastic year.
Congratulations to the SWBL Yankees, champions of 2019. Season 17 champions, the Yankees, over the Royals 17-14 in a thriller.
Congratulations, Yankees. We congratulate Jackson Crosley, Sam Bakula, John Callaway, Scott Poley, and Kevin Poley on their championship victory. And we wish them all the bad luck in seasons to come. Thank you for watching, and have a great offseason. And we'll see you back here for Season 18 of the SWBL. Happy Memorial Day. Be safe. God bless. And Wiffle forever. Thanks. That was fun. I better go home because my wife's going to be like, where the fuck are you? You said you were going to stay for a game. My wife. What was very bad? The champagne? Woo! Congrats!